Hi, I'm Suzie Dills, and I'm the director here at the Hoover-Price Planetarium at the William McKinley Presidential Library and Museum, and welcome to this week's Astro Adventures. I'm so excited this week because I am taping from the planetarium. So let's talk about something really interesting that happened last Friday. On May 15th, we celebrated the 99th anniversary of the greatest geomagnetic storm back on May 15th of 1921. So what happened was it was the biggest solar storm of the 20th century. And for 3 days, Earth's magnetic field was rocked by coronal mass ejections from high activity being released from the surface of the sun. And so here on Earth, fires were caused when electrical currents induced by this activity surged through, at that time, telegraph and telephone lines, heating them to the point of combustion. And what was really spectacular, though, auroras could be seen as far south as Cuba. So just beautiful display of the northern lights that far south. And if this happened today, we would experience power outages, profound changes to satellite orbits, loss of radio-based technologies such as GPS, and that would certainly disrupt logistics and emergency services. So what an incredible, incredible event that was 99 years ago. And I want to talk about something that's going to be coming up on May 21st. We're going to have the conjunction of Mercury and Venus in our western sky after sunset. So that means that these two planets will be very close together. They're going to be about a degree apart in the sky. So this will be a great time to locate Mercury, because without a doubt you're going to be able to find Venus. We know it's been so brilliant over the last several months in our western sky, and I'll show you how to find Mercury then on the 21st and 22nd. But look at the difference in these two planets. So when you look at these pictures here, you can see Mercury on the left has virtually no atmosphere, so it's constantly being bombarded by space rock, very much like the moon, has extreme temperature differences, so it is intensely hot during the day, but very, very cold at night once it rotates around away from the heat of the sun. There's nothing to hold that heat in. On the other hand, look at Venus. It's surrounded by very thick clouds, and that's why we see it so brilliant when the sunlight hits those thick clouds, but it really is like a thick blanket trapping in heat, and it's always 800 degrees on Venus. So of the two planets, Venus is our hottest planet in the solar system. So here's the positioning. You're looking west-northwest after sundown, about 30 minutes after. You can see brilliant Venus, and then look at the position on May 21st, and then check out the position on May 22nd. And we'll talk about what's happening with Venus right now in the evening sky in a few seconds. And then on the 23rd and 24th, the Crescent Moon is going to join the wonderful show of Venus and Mercury in our western sky. So if you have a backyard telescope or even binoculars, grab those, get out, check it out for the holiday weekend. What a great sight this is going to be to see. All right, now when you look at this picture, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not the Crescent Moon. Believe it or not, this is Venus. And actually, about a week or so ago, on a clear night, I grabbed my telescope, headed on out, checked out Venus, and it was really something to see, because right now, Venus is undergoing a crescent phase. So let's talk about those phases of Venus. Now remember, Mercury and Venus, remember, they're in between the sun and Earth, just like the moon, so we do see these planets undergoing phases. So for Venus, on August 14th of last year, when it was orbiting in the sun, its position was opposite Earth, and we call it superior conjunction. So we were seeing Venus in a full phase. But what's happening now, coming up on June 3rd of this year, Venus will be directly between Earth and the sun in its orbit, and we call this inferior conjunction. And so anytime before and after that, you can see in this diagram is when we're going to see that crescent phase. So that's what's happening right now. And I can tell you Venus is rapidly setting earlier, but it will return to the morning sky after it reaches inferior conjunction on June 3rd. And this is just a diagram illustrating those phases starting out with August 14th. You can see it as it loops around, gets higher in the sky just like it has been when it reached its greatest elongation back in April. And now we're seeing it rapidly depart, and it's reaching that crescent phase. And I just wanted to briefly go over the night sky highlights because we do have this holiday weekend, and it looks as though I'm hoping the weather's going to be favorable. It really will be a great time to get out, especially if you're out camping or you're with the family. Grab your binoculars, or even if you have that backyard telescope. Let's go over how to navigate through some of the highlights of our spring skies. We said the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is very high in the sky right now, so pouring water out like the spring rains. And then if we want to find the North Star, Polaris, we just draw that line down from the 2 pointer stars at the end of the cup of the Big Dipper. So give that a try. But the Big Dipper is always great to find. And then if you turn to the right or east, this is really where all of our springtime constellations are coming up after sundown. By the way, the sun's setting about 8:45, so you got to wait till about 9:30 or so for it to get dark. I hope for the holiday weekend you're somewhere where you have darker skies, so you really can navigate around a little better. You'll see that bright star Arcturus over high in the eastern sky. And then if we just slide down to the left, we come to that semicircle of stars, the northern crown or corona borealis. And then another slide down to the left, and you'll see our greatest and strongest hero, Hercules. And here's our star patterns. Once again, brilliant Arcturus. You'll see our little, sometimes I think it kind of looks like a smiley face. And then you just slide over to that cricket square shape, which would be the body of Hercules. So really, just head on out, see if you can navigate around the skies. You're going to check out Mercury and Venus, maybe the Crescent Moon on the 23rd, 24th, and then your springtime highlight constellations. If you happen to get up early, we have Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter in the southeastern sky. Jupiter, of course, will be the most brilliant, and then to the left of that, the golden colored object is Saturn, and then just sliding a little more to the left, reddish Mars. And if you're up for a couple challenges, let's talk about a few binocular highlights. If you want to locate Leo, we talked about Leo the lion, the backwards question mark. It's in the western sky now. If you just scan to the left of Leo, as you're heading towards that bright star Arcturus, we're going to see that lovely little constellation cluster, Coma Berenice. And here's our pictures to go along with the patterns, and you can see the hair of Queen Berenice in between Leo and Arcturus. And then one that's a little bit tougher. Of course, we're going to arc to Arcturus from the handle of the Big Dipper, that brilliant star in the east, glide down to Corona Borealis, our northern crown, and then Once you get to Hercules, the part of the crooked square shape that faces Corona Borealis, you might see a little fuzzy object. That's our greatest globular star cluster in the northern hemisphere skies. So once again, bit of a challenge, but if you're good with a pair of binoculars this weekend, if it's a clear night, get out there and try it. And of course, the Crescent Moon too will be great to look at with binoculars. But you can see our pictures as you're searching around for that greatest star cluster in the constellation Hercules. And then remember, on our Facebook page for the McKinley Museum, we have our May star map, and also you will find the May checklist if you need those again. But hopefully these tools will help you, they'll guide you as you head on out and enjoy the beautiful nighttime sky on this holiday weekend. So once again, visit the Presidential Library, McKinley Presidential Library Museum Facebook page. Also my website, starrytrails.com, and you'll see additional illustrations, my night sky audio, and other activities. But get out there and enjoy this wonderful holiday weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.